I'm Julie Dempsey. I'm here with Paul Battistella, and we're going to learn a bit about the inception of Pixel. Paul, could you take us back in time to how this came to be?
Certainly can. Initially, when we knew the site was available for sale, it was really low-scale development at that point, 4 stories, maybe about 30 or 40 units in total. And we just felt in an urban location like this, with the LRT here and the proximity to town, that it deserved more. Little did I know that that was the starting point of a 3-year adventure. Over time, eventually what made this thing flip for us and all is I took one of the planners and we flew them to Portland, and we went to an area called the Pearl District. And it's one of my most favorite urban areas in North America. It's just so walkable and dense, and it's just got a great vibe and great life. And I showed it to him and said, this is the vision that we have for what Kensington could become. And it's nice that Calgarians have actually kind of gathered here and come here too, right? Sometimes you build these things and you hope that people arrive, but I think there was a desire to live in urban neighborhoods, and I think Calgary is truly kind of evolving that way as well, so it's nice to see.
One of the defining pieces of Pixel are these yellow boxes, these pops of color. Where did that come from?
Well, it's interesting, just kind of like the whole notion of the scale and the density we took from Portland. I was in Vancouver in the Olympic Village, and there's this beautiful building, black with these orange boxes. And it was the most gorgeous building in the whole development, the one that stood out the most. And I looked at that point in time and I said, you know what, one day I'm going to bring that building, I'm going to build it in Calgary. And so when this site came and we finally got the density and the size and the scale right, said this is my moment. So we made some changes. I wanted to just do it exactly as it was there, do it in the black and orange because it was just so striking, but we had a little battle of the architects and said we need to change something, and we put the yellow boxes instead of the orange boxes, but that was kind of the inspiration for it.
So Paul, one of your signatures is the exposed concrete floor. How did that come to be?
Well, we were one of the first, we were the first to build in the East Village in a building called Orange Lofts. The thinking was that if we're going to go in there and no one else is here, we need to offer something unique. And that's where we went and we found the orange lofts and the 2-story loft design and that urban industrial feel. And one of the elements that went along with it was to do exposed concrete floors as part of that industrial loft style finish. Well, that was just so well received. People loved the floors, they're maintenance free, they look good. And so we decided the reception was so good, we decided to carry on with it. And then all we did to refine it, so it wasn't just exposed concrete and you could see all the construction damage, we've just stained the floors to give them color and to give them kind of a different depth of look. And that's kind of the thing we've done in every single one of our buildings since 2003.
How is the party wall system or the common wall between your home and your neighbors, how is that done?
And always a concern, especially in condos, right, is how much am I going to hear my neighbors? And so there are requirements within the building code for sound attenuation. And there's actually a science that is studied nationally, done in labs, and they test various wall systems. So from that, we find the wall system that can give us a substantially greater sound protection inside the suites than would be typically required just by the code itself. So it is a double wall system. You have 2 separate walls, one for each condo, and double layers of drywall on each of them to really kind of deaden that sound. And you leave air gaps in between, and then you fill it with insulation. So there is a science around it, and basically we just make sure that we're kind of exceeding what the minimum requirements are. And we don't get any complaints about sounds between units in our buildings.
Pixel offers a rooftop patio with a beautiful skyline view. There is tons of visitor parking for your guests, but practically speaking, you're in a neighborhood with the Orange Theory Fitness behind us. You do have Safeway a block away, and did you know there's underground parking there? You've got a great breakfast spot, and I'm headed to Pie Junkie to get some of their awesome little pies. It's a great snack. So Paul, I just want to say thank you for your time today. Thank you for being a local Calgary builder, building for Calgarians, and just giving us some insight into how Pixel came to be and the quality of construction behind it. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Julie. It's been my pleasure.